How's it going, everybody? My name's Scott, and this is Cheap Seat Sports. And this one's going to be a little bit different than my typical video. In fact, this is going to be pretty much different than anything I've done up to this point. So if you're just here for the sports stuff and want to click away, no hard feelings, I get it. But over the weekend, we hit 1,000 subscribers on the channel, and I wanted to stop for a second and say thank you, genuinely thank you to everybody that's been a part of this journey so far. It's easy to look at 1,000 subscribers in the grand scheme of YouTube and think that that's really not all that much, even in the sports niche or hockey niches this channel has kind of joined. But it's also definitely not lost on me the fact that that's still 1,000 people that have enjoyed something that I've done enough to ask for more of it by clicking a little red button. So again, genuinely thank you for being a part of this up to this point, and if you're a part of it in the future after I've made this video, still very much thank you for joining on. And definitely a very special thank you to all of my family and friends who have been very supportive of my journey in this channel since really the beginning. There's definitely something of a stigma to telling people that you're close with that you make YouTube videos. Yeah, anybody that I've really told up to this point has been very supportive of it, and it's definitely encouraging and kept me going early on for sure. So big thank you to all of you, and as well to anybody who I don't know that has either told me or not told me that they are also out there sharing my videos and doing the best they can to spread the channel. Big thank you to you as well. You don't know me, and I mean, maybe you feel like you do by watching my videos, but like, you know, it's still a stranger basically on the internet. So to go out of your way to share the videos in other places, it means a lot. So again, thank you very much if that is you, and if that is you in the future as well. Originally, I was going to try to do this video in one take, but that's obviously not happening at this point. So we're gonna keep working on that, and maybe some point down in the future we'll get to that point. But yeah, not quite yet, at least. As far as the channel, I've been really kind of making videos consistently for about 1.5 years now. Originally this channel I made because I wanted to be, the original inspiration was something along the lines of like what Urinating Tree does, or maybe 5 Point Vids, or kind of John Boyce for sure. And SB Nation or Secret Base was definitely a big inspiration, and that kind of like general sports stuff that you may not have thought you were interested in, and maybe you weren't until you saw the title and you go ahead and click on it, or kind of just general commentary on sports. And that might still be something I do in the future, but it didn't get a lot of traction early on, and obviously there's a lot of competition. I, wasn't the most interesting speaker early on, and I'm still working on that. But yeah, to say the least, I didn't expect this channel to go where it did. I mean, I've definitely had a lot of good comments, which again, I'm thankful for along the way. I mean, I remember one back when I was at like 80 subscribers or something like that. There was someone said, "How is this channel just at 80 subscribers? Seems like a channel that should have a lot more than that," which, it's a small thing, but it was definitely encouragement to keep going when there wasn't a lot of growth early on. And then I obviously did during last year's NFL season, I did kind of weekly predictions of each game going on, and that it was a good way to kind of keep me consistently making videos, kind of keep the routine of making videos. But again, really didn't gain that much traction. And the one thing that really did stick through all of that was NHL Seattle stuff, or eventually Kraken stuff, though the first couple of videos I made were about them picking a name, one of which I remember actually the first video outside of the very first one I did, but the first one that I did specifically about NHL Seattle, I remember saying, I don't think anyone's going to watch this video, and then it ended up being one of my most watched videos. Actually, I think my most watched video for quite a while. So eventually at the end of the NFL season, I decided to kind of take a hint that all of my most watched videos were Kraken videos, or NHL Seattle again videos, outside of one that I did about the Rams uniforms that are still absolutely hideous. I can't understand how people like those, but if you're a fan, I get it. You don't want to look at your team and admit that they're ugly on the field. So yeah, I eventually kind of sitting at around 250 subscribers at the beginning of the year, and thought, you know what, if I want this to grow, then I'll take a hint and start making Kraken stuff. And so that's where I've been for the last 6 months now. And it's, yeah, to say the least, my goal going into this year was hopefully to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And here we are at the end of May, beginning of June, and we already hit that. So yeah, if you had told me that I would be at 1,000 subscribers at this point in the year, coming into the year, I definitely would have been pretty surprised by that. But again, 1,000 subscribers is just the beginning of where I want this channel to go eventually. So I'm very grateful to be where I am, but we're going to keep this going. And as far as the direction for the channel down the road, obviously, again, for the last few months, I've pretty much just stuck to largely expansion draft, but some like NHL 101. I know I have a lot of people that are into that series. But a lot of Kraken specific or hockey specific videos over the last 6 months. In fact, I don't think I've done until this one anything that isn't about hockey so far this year. And that's definitely going to be the majority of it going forward. This is going to be a pretty Kraken specific or Kraken central type of channel with some NHL stuff is outside of that. Kind of an NHL channel with the Kraken being the main focus. At this point, I would say kind of an inspiration or kind of a vision-ish of what the channel would look like would be something like kind of what Steve Dangle does with the Leafs. Obviously, the Kraken are nowhere near as big as the Leafs and probably never will be, but that kind of a thing. In that vein, I'm still deciding whether or not I want to try to do like a review or reaction for every Kraken game, which is certainly a lot, or maybe just do like every week do reactions to the games. So if you have an opinion on that, if what you'd like to see, feel free to let me know down below in the comment section. Yeah, the every game thing is, I think it would be fun, but I mean, we've seen how that went for Dangle. He's obviously, that's where he's made his living on YouTube doing that stuff, but it was a rough go this last week for the Leafs and him and that whole journey. And also Melody Martin, who does Buffalo Sabres stuff, had a bit of a rough journey with the Sabres this year as she started to try and kind of do a similar thing. So maybe it's a good idea, maybe it isn't. We'll see. Again, I might just do like a recap of the week for the Kraken type of thing, but it's going to be pretty Kraken specific. That said, I do still want to down the road, and as things go, especially with off season and stuff, I want to do some videos about other sports. I don't want to burn myself out on NHL or the Kraken. So there will be some other sports stuff mixed in. So that'll mean some Seahawks stuff as the Seahawks season rolls around, some Mariners stuff, Lord help me, here and there. So if you see that stuff and you're here for NHL or Kraken, don't worry. I'm not going back to doing weekly or weekly NFL predictions. It didn't really work last year. I got kind of some traction, but not a lot. So at least for this season, and as far as I can see going forward, that's probably not something I'll be doing again, but you never know. And at least even if I do come back to doing that again, and even if I do start doing some other kind of football, baseball, and who knows if the Sonics come back, maybe some basketball stuff down the road, just know that the Kraken and NHL is definitely the priority on this channel, and that's what I'm going to be focusing on. So even if there are some other stuff thrown in there, it's partially just for me so I can keep my sanity and not burn out on this stuff. But yeah, just this is going to be a Kraken place. But obviously before any of that, which is going to be mostly kind of hockey off-season type of stuff, I think, for the channel, outside of some Seahawks stuff during their season, I still do have 4 more teams in the expansion draft series that we're going to get to. NHL 101, still going to keep that going on for sure. Even in the off season, I've already said that there's a couple of videos that I'm already planning for once I have a little bit more time to not be thinking as much about the expansion draft. But we still have the expansion draft itself, the entry draft, couple of other cool things we've got kind of in the works that we'll see what happens. I'm not going to say too much more about what those are, but potentially some cool things coming up here in the next few weeks as well. So lots of Kraken stuff to come. If you have any ideas or things that you would like to see as far as the future of this channel, You've been a part of it up to this point and helped guide it to be where it is now. So I'd love to know what you guys want to see going forward as well, whether you want to see game reactions to the week, if there's things you'd like to see changed, other stuff, anything that you want to see, where you want to see this channel go. This channel is as much about building a community around it as it is about what I'm interested in making. Obviously, I have to be interested in making it in order to make it, but I want to know what you guys want to see. This is a community that is built as much by you as it is by me. So, yeah, love to know what you guys think. And again, this has been kind of rambly, weird video, I know, but believe it or not, this is kind of what recording my videos look like, and that's why there's as many cuts as there are. So, yeah, again, thank you very much for watching. As always, if you like or enjoy any of the videos I make, there's buttons for that down below. As if you've made it to this point, you probably well know. But otherwise, as always, stay safe out there and be good to each other. Peace.